presidential candidate of the AAC and publisher, Sahara Reporters, Mr. Omoyele Sowore, joins us now on the program. Good morning, Mr. Sowore. Welcome to the program. What a long day you had yesterday. And maybe I should just start with a personal question. You put up that video that your sunglasses was snatched by a man. You called a policeman in Mufti. You said his name was Victor. First, have you gotten that back?
No, I have not gotten it back yet, but we've been able to identify the individual who snatched the glasses, and it's someone who works directly with the PPRO police. I think he was directed by the PPRO, Muyiwa Dejobi, CSP, to snatch my glasses, hoping that they can hack into the glass and take my personal footage. But we've identified the person as one Aku Victor Shemere. We did tracking. Some of our netizens did a tracking of his name and his location last night and found out exactly who he was.
I don't understand why a policeman in Mufti would take your glasses. Have you spoken with the police authority? What are they saying?
Yes, of course. I reported to all the police, senior police officers who were around. They witnessed it. And later on, a police officer who identified himself as PSO to the IG came out and requested for his photo. I gave it to him. That's Latif. They never got back to me. It was planned, so they knew who the person was that snatched the glasses. They knew the purpose for which. So one of them came back to me later privately and said, "Oh, we found out that your glasses had camera on it. So we're going to figure out why you're recording us with your glasses."
Just to show our viewers that this is the same glasses you're talking about, right?
Yes, those are AI glasses, artificial intelligence glasses that they also have recommended lens that I use for my daily activities. They help me with hearing. They help you process a lot of things around you, awareness. They help you with. You can use them to pick up phone calls and return phone calls.
I mean, Mr. Sowore,
several other things
a lot of people have these things these days, so I'm shocked. I mean, even young people, children wear these glasses, use it for their daily either content creation or even optical needs. So it's really sad to see that video and then the kind of response you're getting as well. But maybe to speak on the bigger picture for you now, this protest, you said it was going to happen. It has happened. Are you satisfied with the feedback? Do you think largely this achieved what it was meant to achieve? Because the IGP met with them yesterday. He spoke afterwards. So if you were to rate this on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of the success, what would you rate it?
It was more successful than I thought because it was historic. No police protest of any nature has ever actually gone to the police headquarters. And when we started this out, we wanted it to be a police protest that would be about police officers serving and police officers who are retired. And we started out by going to the headquarters, and then also found out there are some retired police officers at National Assembly. We walked all the way, marched all the way to them, and then we marched back to the force headquarters and occupied the place for several hours. So it was very successful. I want to clarify that the meeting with the IG wasn't done by us, and it's natural because I don't recognize the IG as the IG of police. You all know my position about him. But what they did when the protest was on was they brought some senior police officers to convince a few of the protesters who are retired police officers and took them through the back to their peacekeeping hall. But if you look at the pictures they presented, just a few of them, there were over 300 pensioners yesterday who came out. Maybe they got about 7 of them and went to arrange a meeting. But that's their problem. We didn't go there to meet with the IG. We went there to present legitimate grievance about police condition of serving, and those of policemen who are retired and those who might be dead, whose whose payments have not been made or their families have been abandoned. It's a general struggle for better policing, and we got also unbelievably support, even though quiet, from serving police officers, despite efforts made by the police hierarchy to suppress their participation. They put a lot of barracks under lock and key. They were doing head counts. They had arrested some group admins of WhatsApp groups. And but regardless, this was a major success, and for me, it was historic that there is a combination of both civilian and police collaboration to fight for their well-being.
Yeah, Mr. Sowore, one of the things we discussed with the gentleman who just left here, who understand how those numbers play out, he talked about fiscal sustainability and the demands that the policemen are making. So first, I want to know, and perhaps Nigerians want you to re-highlight some of the basic demands you are making, and in terms of sustainability. We did ask a question on prioritization as against fiscal sustainability of being able to maybe dramatically, I use that word deliberately, increase the funding of or the salaries or pension of the police.
I listened to part of his presentation, and I think he admitted that the problem arose from what the policemen are paid. I'm talking about their emoluments and salaries and allowances, and that is also our position. But you can tell that he's speaking from the pension managers' perspective, where they get all this lump sum, they reinvest. But the question to ask that gentleman, even though I see a lot of transparency about his own understanding of the issue, I have to admit, is what does he pay his staff? Is he paying them the same amount that the policemen who is managing their funds are paid? If any staff of the pension office retires today, are they going to get 3 million naira or 2 million naira, 900,000 naira as the lump sum they receive after working for 35 years? Those are the legitimate questions to ask him. So if he doesn't believe that these police officers who are risking their life and limb for the entire country are getting paid enough, why are you coming on TV to defend this very paltry, meager, and almost cynical salary paid to policemen? So it's not about maths. It's not about arithmetic. This is a life and death issue for people to work for 35 years in a country, by the way, where people who barely work get paid huge sums of money. We've discussed already how much our senators get paid in a month. An average senator takes home about 30 million to 50 million naira. And a police officer who doesn't go to sleep, who will guard your borders, your houses, your parties, your children's school, and to whom you report to whenever anything happens to you, is getting paid nothing. So these investments are not just supposed to be looked at from the point of, investment based on naira and kobo. Is to look at the value that policing and general security brings onto community, and that is why the Nigerian security system is broken today. So the reason why we got involved in this is not to fight for retirees, it is to actually fight for policemen who are still serving. Our position is that no policeman should be paid less than 500,000 naira per month. And before you say, is that fiscally sustainable? You count the cost of not properly equipping, paying your policemen, and you judge that against what it will cost if you're doing the same. Now, these days, you know how much you have to pay to get Boko Haram contained just in one state. All that cost that goes to the military, that are stolen, frittered, or mismanaged, or properly spent where they claim to. If you invest that in internal policing in a year, you will get a reduction in terrorism by almost 70%. You get a reduction in kidnapping by almost 80%. You get almost zero, I say almost, not entirely zero, crime rate all over the country, because police will be equipped, motivated to do what policemen do all over the world. But you cannot leave police in this condition and expect them to protect you. That is how to judge the investment that needs to be made, not to say, if we pay them well, how are we going to sustain that? Yeah. You sustain insecurity, and you know how much it costs you. You know how much an Apache helicopter costs you, so that it's the one that you have to buy to bomb inside of your country, instead of spending that money on policing and ensuring that you don't have to bomb within your country.
You know, Mr. Sowore, it was disappointing to hear about your AI glasses stolen yesterday by a police officer. I believe, from what you have said, an active police officer, one of those that you're trying to help. And from what you have said so far, your commitment is still not in doubt to the cause. If you look at it from what the IG of police said yesterday, there's no defined timeline to when this particular matter will be solved. And earlier you said you listened to our conversation with Mr. Aguda, and he also talked about the sustainability in terms of committing increased funding to police pension. So if we know that that is the reality on ground, that there is no defined timeline, what would be your next strategy in continuing to help to review this cause until something definite comes through for not just retirees, but also men of the police?
Let me tell you, just within the last time I came on your show to talk about the police protests, and now a lot has happened just because people rose up in support of the cause. And this is why I always call on Nigerians never to ignore a great cause, no matter how little you can contribute to it. And one of it is that some inspectors have not been promoted for 7 years were suddenly promoted. A lot of senior police officers were promoted yesterday. In fact, the guy who started this whole pension crisis by his video that I posted on my page on Facebook, they suddenly realized that his pension was not 2 million but 5 million. I've now paid him 5 million naira. They have increased, according to them, by 40% pensions. That's the monthly pay. So a lot has happened, but it happened because people rose up and they admitted that some of the problems that were solved in the last 2 weeks had been lingering for 10 years. So we have decided with these police officers, both retired and serving, that we will be back on August 1st if these issues are not completely resolved. We want, and we are not mincing word about it, for police officers to be well paid, better paid. This is one of the arguments people in government make whenever you ask for pay for a section of the security agency. Oh, if we pay police 500, the army will come and say, pay us. No, you look at what are your priorities? What do you want at this time? And you invest in them. Otherwise, you are not going to get the returns on your investment, which is investment in security. And another thing that we discovered in the course of this struggle is that the police force is rotting at the top. For instance, they have a the bloated number of workforce. We found out there are only 210,000 policemen, but they are paying 350,000 policemen within the system. So if you cut that corruption immediately, you'll be able to apply to those who are serving. Some of the police officers, senior police officers who are getting paid, don't even live in the country. They said they found over 40 of them, senior police officers in Canada, but they are still paying them here. So there's a lot that needs to be done, but it must also have something to do with changes within the leadership of the police, because we're not ignoring the fact that the police is still a rotten organization, that it engages in misconduct. But this is just our own way of saying, look, we are also part of the same country. We are citizens of the same country, and Nigeria cannot suddenly find a police force that works automatically for it, except it invests in proper police activities or police organization. So it also needs reorganization. You remember, maybe you didn't see the video yesterday, we also reiterated that the police IG should go. He has retired. Let fresh blood come into the system. Let's have something fundamental in terms of change, shift in terms of change. Like I said, my own explanation is for us to go and check how much it costs to buy an Apache helicopter. And let's see if we apply that to police budget or investment, we will not see the results immediately. But, again, this goes deeper down to even general leadership in the country. That if you had a leader in this country who understood these problems, they will understand that an average policeman should be concerned more about getting the body cam as opposed to stealing Ray-Ban AI glasses, because policing in Nigeria is a joke.
Mr. Sowore, let's just show our viewers that moment that your glasses, your pair of glasses was snatched yesterday. We've slowed down that point where it was snatched from your eyes so Nigerians can see what it is we're talking about. So the gentleman in white, you say policeman in mufti. Now look at that moment there. It was snatched. Back again.
We're going to play it again so that Nigerians will see. So watch the gentleman in white. That's the person who snatched Mr. Sowore's glasses. A white traditional attire. So watch his hands move straight.
Boom.
Yeah.
Clean snatch. Well, Mr. Sowore, of course, we expect that the police will do the right thing and ensure that this, because I mean, everybody had mobile phones recording, cameras recording, so I don't know why glasses
and
would be a threat.
It's significant, Kayode, just to note that the gentleman was not in uniform; he was in native attire, and just after that, he's no longer in shot. So
It's moved.
It's interesting to see, and he looked like he was well intentioned from what he was doing, because he was not part of those who were preventing the protesters from advancing. So it looked well planned.
Mr. Sowore, what was going through your mind at this moment? I mean,
well, I'm very used to police tactics. I know them very well. I know that they planned this. They've been having issues with me recording police misconduct with these glasses in the last 6 months. In fact, one of the reasons I was charged by the IG, was that I recorded some policemen on the way to the airport who were demanding for bribes. It was part of my charges in February. So they've been actively after these guys. In fact, there was a claim, and there was a discussion in one of their WhatsApp groups that was made public, where all the policemen in the group said, please, if you come across Sowore, be careful. He's always had glasses with him. He has all these gadgets. You don't know where they're located. So I've used these glasses to expose a lot of police misconduct. But what they don't know is that, I'm not the only person wearing these gadgets. People carry phones, and you can imagine that somebody still captured the stealing of the glasses, regardless of how they steadily tried to carry out this action. So I'm used to it. They planned it. I believe that because we found out this person works directly with CSP who is first PPRO, and they did confess to me, one of them privately yesterday, that we found out that's the glass we've been looking for that you use in recording police misconduct. So I think they want to see if they can hack into the glass, see if I have footage there they can use, or find out what footage is in there. But the foolish thing about this, because they are technologically backward, is that most of the footage on any glass these days, any phone these days, is stored in the clouds. So if you delete one, there'll be something somewhere left.
there you go. Again, if indeed this is a policeman in mufti, it's a big shame. Really, it is a big shame. But Mr. Sowore, we have
at least the good news is that technology has also helped us to fish him out.
Yeah.
We know who he is now. He was tracked, and the information is out there.
There you go.
We'll make sure he doesn't get away with it, or whoever sent him.
I mean, there are court processes. If you want to really get that as evidence, there's a process, a judicial process, right? Not just like you are.
That's actually
like a pickpocket.
that's an assault.
That's an assault.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
That's
a
an assault,
pickpocket.
yes.
Pick it and then disappear. But Mr. Omoyele Sowore, we have to thank you for your time. I know it was a long day for you, and is there another date for this protest?
Yes, August 1st is the next day.
Mr. Moyele Sowore, AAC
We'll keep you
presidential
updated.
candidate.
Thank you very much.
And, and,
2023.
and
Thanks
this
for your
time, make sure you protect your glasses.
Maybe have a rope
Oh,
to keep it.
I have enough. I have enough of these gadgets to take care of the necessary business. And you know, we're in that era where technology is going to help us solve a lot of problems. And that's one of the things we're asking them to do: modernize the police. All the policemen, they are supposed to be wearing body cams yesterday. They're supposed to have these glasses too, because
Indeed.
it helps to fight crime.
Thank you so much for your time. A lot to chew on, and we hope that things get better for our policemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.